Welcome to yesterday's news, where I cover yesterday's news in 3 minutes or less. This is going to cover several days since I was getting used to a new schedule. Jason Leopold of Bloomberg has used the Freedom of Information Act to discover that the FBI has spent over $850,000 scrubbing the Epstein files. That equates to about 4,000 overtime hours, redacting things about search warrants, executions, photos, and surveillance. There is a full 161 pages that the FBI has yet to release. Now, we do know that 2 National Guard members were shot in D.C. by a 29-year-old Afghan national that was granted asylum by the Trump administration. The pivot here is that he worked for the CIA in Afghanistan, was vetted by both the CIA and the Department of Homeland Security under Trump, and now that is causing some big waves, both in Trump's administration's response. Of course, they're lying that he was vetted under them, and he was very thoroughly vetted. He, in fact, had a CIA badge, but they are denying that he was ever vetted by them and are now using it as an excuse to ramp up anti-immigration efforts. These efforts include denying Afghan asylum seekers and refugees, but also denaturalizing American citizens who, quote, are not compatible with Western civilization or undermine domestic tranquility. I will translate that for you as someone who grew up in white nationalism. That is reverse migration, which is just ethnic cleansing. What they're going to say is they want to create a homogenous society, meaning anyone who is not white, who does not fit the white Western standard, will be discriminated against, removed, and have their citizenship stripped. The other issue there is that if you can strip someone's citizenship for any reason when they haven't done anything wrong, they can do it to anyone who opposes the regime. Trump administration has also claimed that they're going to review the green cards from every single green card holder from 19 countries that they seem problematic or that are a threat to the U.S. Of course, Russia isn't included on that list, which I find interesting. And the Trump administration has now claimed that any country that has DEI policies or allows for abortion access is violating human rights. Now, back to the shooting just briefly. It's important to note that the Trump administration had just lost their battle to keep the National Guard in D.C. and were set to appeal. A judge had ruled it was unconstitutional. The National Guardsmen were supposed to leave on December 11th. And now the shooting, of course, has caused 500 more troops to be sent to D.C. and, of course, will aid them in their appeal. And again, the shooter was someone who had a CIA badge, who was granted asylum by the Trump administration and vetted by the Trump administration and worked for the CIA. On December 3rd, there was a confirmation hearing in Senate for Lee Beeman for the board of TVA, which is the utilities company that powers Tennessee and several other states in the South. It is very important he does not get this nomination. Not only are they trying to privatize TVA, which would drive up utility costs and give wealthy donors more power in the states than they already have, it would cause other utilities companies around the country to then be privatized. But this man is a terrible person, not only racially discriminating, overcharging black customers in his auto business, but also facing sexual allegations with his 4th wife, who said that he forced her to watch him with a sex worker to train her and exposed her child to pornography. He is also connected to Christian nationalist organizations, and it is very important that he does not get this nomination. We need to oppose it.